Fantastic. I'd like to introduce Geoff Smith. You two can be cute, cuddly, and charismatic. You two can be cute, cuddly, and charismatic. Geoff Smith.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honoured guests. Before I start my small presentation, I'd like to ask 3 or 4 simple questions that I would like you to answer by a show of hands. Question number 1. Would you kindly have a close look at my face and tell me if you think that I'm cute? Okay, not a very positive response. Let me give you the profile. Strong chin, aquiline nose, firm jaw. Can you tell me whether you think I'm cute and cuddly? Again, a very highly positive response. Perhaps it's because I'm not wearing my Leonard Cohen hat and my glasses. That does sometimes make a very big difference. Am I cute?
Oh,
Cuddly
yeah.
and charismatic?
Well, cuddly at least.
Yeah. Well, that's a little better. That's a little better, but not 100%. Let me see if I can make it simple for you. By a show of hands, am I fairly tall? Put your hand. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. 1 out of 4, and that's not bad. But has it occurred to you that, isn't it strange, that although you can easily tell whether I'm tall, you can't tell me whether I'm cute, cuddly, or charismatic. And the reason for this is you cannot define it. It's a little bit like sex appeal. You've either got it, like me, or you haven't got it, like most of the guys in this room. So if you want it, and you haven't got it, then I'm going to suggest you make me the focus of your undivided attention for the next 5 minutes. Because I'm going to give you the 3 tips of cute, cuddly, and charismatic. Now the first one is mainly directed at the guys, because we all know that women genetically are cute, cuddly, and charismatic, but the second 2 are really important for everyone. The 3 tips are, first of all, learn the art of effective listening and grunting. The second, learn the art of communication. And the third, the art of pleasing. Let's look first at listening and grunting. Now, most women will tell you deep down that they like a man who talks, but that's not true. Most women do not like a man who talks too much. And that's the reason for that is they have a 2-million-year-old gene locked inside of them, which basically says, if you're talking too much, you're not out there in the jungle fighting wild animals, and therefore our 40 and starving children may not have any food. This, guys, is your clue. Learn to listen and grunt. And what you do, the way you do this, is you learn to ask open-ended, cute and cuddly feeling questions, touchy-feely questions. So, for example, you're in a restaurant with that lady you really, really want to impress for the first time. This is the table. So you look at her and you do something like this. How do you feel about being a woman? What's it like being a woman in a competitive workplace? And the one that works every time, what do you feel about relationships? Then all you have to do is grunt. You don't have to do any more. Now, what I mean by grunting, I don't mean this. That's what monkeys do. Most women do not like that. Some do, but generally it doesn't work. What I mean by grunting is something like this. Wow. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Tell me more. And the amazing one, which really gets them, is, wow, amazing. Because that tells them not only are you listening, but you're feeling as well. And then what would happen is she will run home and speak to her network of 20,000 supporters. Every woman has a network of at least 20,000 women who support her. Men don't. What men do is they run down the pub and they hit on the barmaid. But women have this great support group, and she will say, I've just met this amazing, incredible guy. He's an amazing conversationalist, and he's cute, cuddly, and charismatic. So, step number 2 is you've got to learn the art of communication. Now, most people realize communication involves the passing of information. That's only one small part of it. Communication is a loop of cause and effect, and you are on that loop. And the 3 parts of communication are, first of all, yes, release the information. Second, make sure it's received. By releasing it at the intellectual, linguistic, and emotional level of the person you're aiming it for. If, for instance, you're a gal and you've got a doctorate in microkinesia and bacteriology, and your main squeeze is just barely grunted through his grade 10, tone it down. If she's Russian and she's just got off the plane from Russia, and her only English is, I am loving the vodka, then tone the language down. I am too loving the vodka, let's drink. Speak at their level, okay? Make sure it's received. The 3rd part of communication is make sure that it is your message that's been received and not their interpretation. Send the information. Make sure it's received. Clarify that it's your message they've understood. It's the art of effective communication. Now we get to the final one, which is the art of pleasing. Now, by pleasing, I don't mean throwing out forced compliments in order to get